Welcome students. Very good morning. Today we are going to deal with use of main verb and auxiliary verbs. So it is from Unit 1 Functional Grammar and Usage. Come to the slides. Let's get started. So verb. What do you mean by verb? Actually, a verb is a word which tells or asserts something about a person or thing. That is called verb. So verb which denotes an action or a state of being, that's called verb. So today we are going to see verb and kinds of verbs. After that, main verb and auxiliary verbs. So kinds of verbs. What are the kinds of verbs? Main verb, auxiliary verbs. That's called helping verb, action verb, linking verb, finite and non-finite verb, transitive and intransitive verb, regular or irregular verb. So these things are kinds of the verbs. So we are going to focus on main verb. Main verb and auxiliary verb are important parts of sentence. Both of them contribute to make a correct sentence. A main verb is a verb that expresses an action. It gives the major information in the terms of nature of the action. Example: write, eat, buy, help, these verbs. On the other hand, an auxiliary verb doesn't give major informations in terms of an action. It tells more about the time of an action, not the nature of action. Auxiliary verbs are used in a sentence according to the rules of English tenses in order to give informations about the time of the main verb. Example: be verb, be form verbs am, is, or was, were. Perfect verbs have, has, and another modal auxiliaries. The main verb expresses nature of the action. The auxiliary verb helps the main verb in expressing the time of the action. Example: she's sleeping. Action is being done in the present. She was sleeping. Action was being done in the past. So in the above sentence, uh, the verb sleep is a main verb which tells about the nature of the action. It is sleeping. In the same sentence, the auxiliary verb is a and was express the time of action in both sentences. The auxiliary verb is in the first sentence reveal that the action is being done in the present. The second sentence, the auxiliary verb was revealed that action was being done in the past. That is called auxiliary verbs. So next, main verbs have major meaning of the terms of action. Main verb is also called a principal verb or auxiliary verbs. So here I have given you. Auxiliary verbs do not have meaning of their own. It complements the structure of the sentence according to the rules of the tenses. To reveal the time of an action, auxiliary verbs is also called helping verb, as it helps the main verb in giving proper information to the reader. There are two types of auxiliary verbs: primary auxiliaries and modal auxiliaries. See the slides. Primary auxiliaries, there are three primary auxiliary verbs: be, do, have. So the primary verbs are used according to the rules of the tenses to make the and a correct structure of the sentence. Be verbs am, is, or was, were. So they are used in a sentence of continuous tenses. He is running. That is present continuous tense. Have, has, had. That is perfect verbs. These are used in a sentence of perfect tense. Examples: she has gone. That's the present perfect tense. I had bought a camera. Past perfect tense. Do, that's the do form. It's the base form of the verb, main verb, root verb. So that is do, does, did. So these are used in a sentence of simple or indefinite tense. So that is. So he doesn't eat an orange. That is a present simple tense. That is, then I have given that in a negative form. So she didn't wait for give him. So that's past simple. So next things, semi-modals and modals, that is modal auxiliaries. Modal auxiliaries are used to show ideas like possibilities, ability, necessities, or intentions. That is, it shows modal auxiliaries: shall, should, will, would, may, might, must, ought, need, dare, used to. So modal auxiliaries are called modal auxiliaries because they are used to express conceptions of the mind, or like ability, can, could, possibilities, may, might, permission, may, might, can, could, and obligations, must, ought, have to. So these are things. Next slide. Just I have given you the pronoun chart. There are 7 pronouns in English. So we use in a sentence with the correct form of the verbs, auxiliary verbs. So I have given you. See the slides. It will be useful to you. The usually we write am with I, and for past tense was. So we, past tense were, present tense are, you are, he is, be form verbs, she is, it is, past tense he was, she was, it was. So next things they, present tense are, past tense they were. So likewise I have given you do verbs and perfect verbs have, has. So there are some keywords to identify the tenses I have given you. Now you just pick out that sentence now in this in the word in a sentence. It is the present continuous. Then you click that something auxiliary verbs for the present continuous tense. For example, I, it is the I. If the I is a pronoun, it is given in the sentence. You just pick it am. So likewise. So already you finite that is in a present perfect tense. Past time, that is simple past tense. Since, for, present perfect continuous. Next day, next week, next month, that is simple future. So actually it is before that pronoun chart it is collapsed because I think every that land think it is given here. So the questions will be asked like that. Give a suitable forms of verbs. We does live in this house since 2000. So since it is from the present perfect tense. See the slides. Present perfect continuous tense. So we just put present perfect tense have been living. And next sentence it is I meet. That's a bracket in the verb main verb. Her last week at her residence. I have just met. So it is past tense. The students does play cricket next Sunday. So this sentence shows the future activity. So that is the students will play. Our questions will be asked like that. There are some verbs, it is given in the brackets. You just give a suitable verb for the sentence, you identify the pronoun, and then you choose the verb for those things, modal auxiliaries and verbs. Thank you.